Something quickly, just the last thing I'll talk about on this, but it was like talking about standards and customer service and yeah, customer service, which she speaks about. So she did a talk in Brazil, a presentation. She did the same presentation in Brazil, I think in America, and somewhere else. I can't remember the third place. But in America, you know, she was on a stage in front of loads of people, and they've got like given her a time, like, all right, 10 minutes, 20 minutes left, 15 minutes left, basically 5-minute countdowns. So she was doing a 45-minute talk, and she finished it like dead on zero, like when there's no time left. Perfect, thank you very much, great, great, great. She went and delivered the same talk in Brazil, and I think the guy was called Renato, and then he said to her, yeah, she goes, how long do I have to speak? Again, coming with that linear time approach. He's like, well, you've got an hour, but if you need to take an hour and a half, just take it. And she was like, oh, no, but how long do I have? And I think that's how I'd be like that. I'd be like, how long do I have? Tell me, just tell me, because I don't want to talk over and talk under. But so from her, she's maybe thinking, you're quite unprofessional because you're not giving me a time frame. And he might be thinking as well, like, just relax. You've got, this is how much time you've got between how much time you need. So anyway, the talk goes on, and she went a little bit over. So I think he told her an hour, let's say. She's gone over, and then there was a question, but where she was trying to stick so much to her linear time, someone asked a question, and she was like, you know what, I've run out of time, but sorry, I can't answer that question now, or something like that. And then afterwards, the guy was like, he was impressed with the talk, but he was like, oh, you know, you could have given more time to answer that question, because then he feels like, from his perspective, we paid you to come and do this talk, and people still have questions, and you haven't answered all those questions. So that's kind of like, for her, definitely, and even feels that's quite a mind shift, because you kind of think being professional is doing my time frame. But for him, he's like, well, you're here, we want to get the best experience. And if it takes an extra 45 minutes, that's how long it takes. Or if it takes an extra 20 minutes, you know what I mean? So again, it's like, so your approach, because someone might say, oh, that's so unprofessional, you know, they didn't even give her a time to finish. But at the same time, it's like, well, that some things are unpredictable. You have to be flexible, hence the word flexible time. So yeah, it was, that was interesting for me, because it kind of, again, changed my kind of, my thought process on certain things. Because like, sometimes you need to be a little bit fluid.
Yeah, you know? Just to touch on that quickly, I had a workshop the other day, and prior to the workshop, it was all in the same building. Prior to the workshop, I was delivering a speaking engagement, talking to someone about my business, etc. And that was running behind. And I was like to the organizer, look, like, we've got the workshop, but bear in mind, they've organised the whole thing, so they're aware of all the situations. But they've told me the speaking engagement is at 10:30, the workshop's at 11. So it's like 2 minutes to 11, and I still haven't done my section of the speaking engagement. And I'm like to the organizer, look, like, you know, she's like, relax, and don't worry. So anyway, do my talk, 11:15, finish. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get my stuff and go to the workshop. I go to the workshop, and everyone's just chilling. Like, I was there like a bit panicking because I'm late now in my head, but that person who organised it was operating in that moment on flexible time. So it was just quite interesting.